This is an interview with my neighbor about how it was to be a detective in the Army. So, how did you get that MOS?
So I originally chose to be military police, and worked as that for just over 3 years.
Nice.
And then when I got my assignment to Germany, I got chosen to be an investigator for them instead of just being regular police.
And why did they choose you to be an investigator?
Based on background and how well you do in your service otherwise, not getting in trouble and doing the work you're supposed to do. And then seeing that on my way there, they thought I'd be a good fit and chose me to be an investigator.
Okay. And how was it like in Germany?
I loved it. It was wonderful. You get to learn new cultures, see new places, and then I got to work with the German police, which was wonderful.
Okay. What was the weirdest investigation you had to do?
We had a soldier at one point that I helped investigate. They had been in trouble off and on again throughout their career. And once they got to Germany, they messed up one too many times. So they decided to kick that soldier out. Well, when they took him to the airport to send him back to the States, he decided to flee. He stole a taxi, crashed the taxi. The German police came, and then he fought the German police.
Oh, jeez.
And then we showed up, and he had to fight all of us, and that's when he lost.
Wait, you say that's also the craziest, or?
It's definitely one of the craziest, that's for sure. It's not a lot of times that, soldiers can be a little rough sometimes, but fighting the police, especially the German police, who are known for their no-nonsense, that takes a lot of guts. So.
Oh. What do you think made him do it?
I think just a little too stressed. I think that was just the last straw. The Army can be a stressful job.
Yeah.
It can be a really fun and rewarding job too. But I think him getting in trouble, being in a different country, just kind of sent him over the top. And unfortunately, he saw that as his best way out, which was his worst way out, because it actually prevented him from getting kicked out. Because he got sent to a military jail for a little while first.
Oh, rough. How much did you like it?
I loved it. Unfortunately, injuries for me stopped it from making it a full career. I got medically retired instead.
Okay.
But had I not had the medical issues, I would have done 20 plus years. There's days it's hard, right? You're away from family a lot. I traveled at least 1 month out of every year of my entire time I was gone somewhere, sometimes more than a month. But at the same time, I met some of my best friends that I still have. You have fun almost every day. Whether you're doing something that's fun, shooting things, or doing obstacle courses that you wouldn't get to do otherwise, or just screwing around when you're not supposed to, and you got nothing better to do. It was great.
What was the most fun you had screwing around?
Let's see. Well, we were out in the field one time for training. We were out there for 2 weeks, and we and some of the other more senior soldiers got our hands on flash grenades, smoke grenades, and CS gas grenades.
Ooh.
And threw them into other platoons when they were sleeping, sometimes when they were eating, so that they had to evacuate and try and eat their now really terrible tasting food outside. We do a whole bunch of stuff that you do things you shouldn't. You flip porta potties over while people are in there. But then at the same time, you come together, and the other side of the fun of that is I got to shoot thousands of rounds of 50 cal.
Wow.
Shoot grenades out of grenade launchers, and overall just have a good time. Almost it's like playing Army, like when you're kids, except now you get to do it for real with real trucks and real weapons.
And get paid.
Which, can't go wrong with that either.
How's the transition been to civilian life?
Not bad. It's been about a year now for me. It's been a big slowdown, which I think is probably the hardest part. It's nice not having to yell at people, especially at the rank I was at, or, get yelled at sometimes and put on 50, 60, 70 pounds of gear and run around. But at the same time, I work from home now. I'm not out and about and getting up and doing PT. And as much as that can suck at 6 in the morning, you have fun doing that too sometimes, So it's not terrible, but it does make it a little difficult at times.
I bet it felt good as well.
It did feel pretty good. It was the first time I didn't have to shave every day a decade. Let my hair grow out a little bit, which was nice. And I have more time at home, which is a big thing I didn't have for a while.
Would you say you enjoy it more now, enjoy it less?
I'd say I enjoy it about the same.
Okay.
It's nice having a little bit more freedom to do what I want to, when I want to. Take a sick day. You're not allowed to take sick days, in the Army, unless you're extremely sick and they decide to keep you in the hospital. Usually you're going back to work. But I miss the people, the conversations, the job itself sometimes, as much as it can be stressful, is equally fun. So you don't have as much day-to-day excitement, I think, outside of the Army as you do when you're in.
Car crash maybe.
Yeah, that's about it. There's days, when you do something that gets your adrenaline going, kind of brings it back a little bit, but I think it's a lot harder to get that day-to-day adrenaline than you do in the Army.
Oh, how was the training to be an investigator?
It was enjoyable, actually. So to be a police officer in the first place in the Army, you go through 18 and a half weeks of training down in Missouri, which there's not much to do there, I'll be honest. And that's just to be a regular police officer, and then I had to go through a just over a month course with the Air Force, 8 hours a day, homework at night, something that would usually take 6 months or longer on the civilian side. You pack it into about a month.
But
it's fun. You learn it fast. You do a lot of hands-on stuff. It's like a tech school that's just accelerating. Instead of doing a 3-hour class here or something like that, it's 8 hours or more. But you learn stuff that some people never get to learn stuff like that in their life. And it's actually stuff I can use on the outside too.
Yeah. How was the report writing? Was that fun, boring?
So while I was in the Army, I got my bachelor's degree in English. So I actually enjoy writing as well. But it can be tedious. Some cases are short. You write a page or two of reports and you're done with it. And then you've got some that are serious and you're writing 20, 30 pages worth of stuff, putting it all together, pictures. And,
minimum.
Yeah, and that can get long where you do more time sitting behind your desk typing than you do anything else.
Yeah.
And those, there's still some, it's necessary, it's important. And sometimes it's enjoyable to just take that break and type. But after a little bit, a couple days of that, you're like, all right, it's time to get back out there and have fun again.
How was the evidence gathering process? Were you using sources? Were you using just watching them, surveillance?
Yeah, so it depends on the case. Some of it is a little bit of undercover stuff. That's usually working with different entities. There's a few different types of investigators in the Army at different levels. So sometimes it's using them. Sometimes it's physical evidence gathering. Sometimes it is social media. It's looking people up and seeing what you can find.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything. So it just kind of depends. And then sometimes it's old-fashioned dusting for fingerprints, and I've done that as well, which is very tedious, but actually extremely enjoyable.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. You get to lift a print and see what you can find.
What if you ruin it, though?
There's always that risk. Hopefully you have enough evidence somewhere else that doesn't ruin the whole case.
Have you ever had a case that went sour?
I really didn't have too many myself, to be honest.
Okay.
We had some that were difficult, in multiple ways difficult to work. Just the mental difficulty of it, of what you're seeing, of what you have to do. And then some of it's difficult in, somebody's wrong and they did something wrong and you just can't prove it. And as much as we know they're wrong, you still got to prove that fact. So not a lot of them happen that way, but every once in a while. And that's when we usually bring in somebody higher than us even. The ones they make TV shows about, bring them in and see if they can help us.
Okay. Was there anyone that you arrested that you thought they could have done better?
Yeah. I arrested one person. I arrested him twice in a week. And it was probably the friendliest person I've ever arrested. He was talking with me. There was no arguments. He told me everything I needed. I didn't have to, try and convince him to talk. I didn't have to, put him in jail and wait. It was, hey, I'll tell you what you need to know because I messed up. And he knew he messed up and he just didn't know how to fix it himself. So it's ones like that where they're wrong and they know it, we know it, but you wish it was better for them because they truly learned from their mistake.
Okay. We went a little over.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.